Alrighty then. Is that working? Is it performance mode? Just like tinkering a bit in the background. Give me a second. There it is. Shadowrun Hong Kong. Har Kong. Okay, good. Alright. Starting shortly. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that works smoothly. Okay, I know what I need to change for next time. Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. The next one in the series. And after that is Dragon Heist, I think. Welcome to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Extended Edition. There are two important parts of the EE update you should know about. Shadows of Hong Kong bonus campaign. Access through the new game selection of the title screen. The bonus campaign is intended to be played after completing the main Hong Kong campaign. You will need a final save from the main campaign to import it into the bonus campaign. It will not automatically begin after the main campaign is completed. Select new game from the title screen, select the bonus campaign, and import your main campaign save file to continue your adventures in Hong Kong. It also has developer audio commentary. Hear about how the HBS Shadowrun Hong Kong team, hear from them as they pull back the curtain and tell stories from development of the game. You'll find activation icons throughout the main campaign and relevant areas being discussed. By default, the feature is off, which we will keep, but you can turn it on at any time by going to the options menu and checking the appropriate box. Clicking the icon next to the checkbox will give you the introductions to the commentary team. We hope you enjoy your extended stay in Shadowrun Hong Kong. With love and gratitude, Harebrained Schemes. Rat friend. Well, we're gonna have to start a new game. Clearly. Standard. Launch campaign. Current global difficulty setting is normal, that's absolutely fine. Running a second playthrough looking for a tactical challenge. Huh. There we go. Let's get into it. There are no statistical differences between males and females. Well, let's go with female for now. Hello, Revenge of Kindly. How you doing? We finished Shadowrun Returns. We actually just finished it. And we're starting up Shadowrun Hong Kong. How you doing? Oh, we're not going human. Elves are good at charisma. Maximum stats. Okay, so the maximum stats remains. Jesus Christ, trolls. Let's go with elf. I'm doing pretty good so far. Rigor is drone control. Deckers give you decking and expert systems. I think we stick with decking for now. Yeah. Let's pick some interesting portrait. Why not? What's a good one? Still have COVID though? That is unfortunate. Hopefully it passes soon, right? Yeah, sure, we'll go with this one. With the funky eyeglasses. We'll work with this one. Karma represents the experience. Yep, we know about this one already. Bring your body. Now the question is how the hell we get, Oh, that's not bad. We should probably boost our decking as well as drones. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting into this new game. I'm thinking we go with the same general setup. There we go. Mostly drone combat, but expanding a little bit in order to reach different areas. Actually, if we reduce our... No, we do want that. We're not going to hit Class B drones anytime soon, so let's grab that. And, biotech. With an extra point to spare. We're going to go with the same idea. We're going to go with the drones shenanigans. You may spend karma later at any time, yeah. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in certain various social situations. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choose an etiquette from the list below. I think we stick with academic. Name. What should we go with for names? Any suggestions? Because I'm all ears, given we're playing an elf. I got a little extra ear to spend, you know? Street name... There we go. Actually, no, Crunchy E, there we go. The meme. What the hell do we go with? Yeah, sure, we'll just go with this. There we go. We begin. A Harebrained Schemes production. Ooh, are we getting like a full-on, intro cutscene?
You have one new message.
Hong Kong Free Enterprise Zone, August 2056.
It's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story. That if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you.
That's a lie.
Yeah. I was wrong.
What the hell is going on here?
I'm on my way to Hong Kong now. To finish something I should have faced a long time ago.
Huh.
And I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place. But you and Duncan are the only real family I have.
What the hell is that?
Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you.
Ooh. Yeah, he's dead.
I'm almost out of time.
Okay, this is really freaking cool. This is really cool. I love it already. Shadowrun Hong Kong. Not bad. That's a really good opening cutscene. Well done. Raymond Black, the old man who gave you a home once, took you and Duncan off the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens, sheltered, educated, slapped sense into you both, until you almost resembled productive members of society. And then he took off, left it all behind, landed behind bars for a time, tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you've heard Raymond's voice, until out of the blue you get this cryptic message. A plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong right away, and wire to your account enough Nuyen to pay for the flight and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a ragged shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Sheklapkok tarmac. An hour and an indeterminable number of emotionless security checkpoints later, you hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbor. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. Suborbital transport. That implies that there was, like, orbital transports. Slot you into a cannon and launch you that way. 1,200 Nuyen, eh? We got the old PDA. Fair enough. You step from the churning of the water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers the small craft back into the harbor. The man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag when you stepped on board, filled with some gear, some stiff new body armor, and a note. Better safe than sorry. D. Above, smog-thick clouds hang low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas. Diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you can do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean, with in-your-face muscles, and a jaw made to break fists. The second is an elf, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Well, don't you look like shit? Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years, still as charming as ever. He grins. Green's not really your color. Doesn't go with that nice new armor I got you. As you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach. Like liquid bubbling sensation. Stop it out. Don't know what you're talking about. Must be the harbor lights messing with you. Must be. Guess you still got some of your old fortitude, at least. He laughs. Considering how much synthahol we used to put down, I'd be surprised if you couldn't handle a little chop. Synthahol, that... Okay. Anyway, we gotta go find Raymond. Find Raymond, I thought he'd be here. Never showed up. He still got that same baritone rasp. Had it since he was 12. Wu developed early. Do you try him on comm? Nah, I just been walking around the dock shouting his name. He says it as a joke, but there's a note of concern in his voice. I've been trying him for the last hour. No answer. You worried? You seem kinda tense. You eating enough fiber? My Colin's fine, thanks. Wu rubs his head. He's an old man, and he's out there alone somewhere. Ray is a smart guy. He can take care of himself. He's got some street smarts. Thorpe bows his head. His voice sounds far away. He's not the same. Raymond hasn't been himself in a long time. How so? He's been restless, staying in his study inside his own head a lot, and he barely sleeps anymore. I've been worried about him, but I haven't figured out what to do about it. He looks up at you and shrugs. He didn't have anyone to turn to. Hell, wasn't too sure you were even alive still, until Raymond managed to track down your number. The woman standing beside him breaks in. We should get going, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan Wu's gone private police. Use partner? Unfortunately, yes. Although partner's not the right word for it exactly. I like superior officer better. She grins. I let him carry my coffee for me, rent my parking tickets, that kind of thing. Ah, so she's an ass. The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter. Duncan. I figured I could use some backup. Didn't know what Raid got himself into. And I wasn't sure you were gonna show up. It's a tossed-off remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it. Of course I showed up. Yeah, well, I wasn't so sure, you know. He shakes his head. Hey, look, I'm glad you're here. Seriously, but I'm going to need some time to get used to having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you, know what I mean? Memories of sleepless nights and lockout flash by, wondering if you'd ever see Duncan or Raymond again. Wondering if you even wanted to. And then, stepping out into the daylight, suddenly free, the fallout of some obscure corporate restructuring. A few hundred new yen worth of apology from your former jailers, and a decision to start a new life, to leave the past behind. All of it. Until now. Yeah, I know I've been out of touch. Wu stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights. You could say that, yeah. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. You're supposed to meet us in the plaza on the other side of this pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you all can have a big, happy family reunion over dinner. And the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Damn right. Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises, serpent-like from the sea. Government and megacorp coil together, writhing in their basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. Keep the team alive, thank you. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor out into the water. Corporate interests can afford to create new streets. Huh. What's that little saw for? I guess it's gear, but still. Gotta make our way out here. What the hell? A locked gate? Oh. That's rude. The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Huh. Well, that was open earlier. Duncan frowns. Looks pretty solid, too. Wouldn't there be something to let us out or something? Maybe if you bang your head against it hard enough, it'll open. Smells a little funny, don't it? Carter shrugs. Who knows? It's Hong Kong, not exactly sure how things work around here. Come on, rookie, we can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. Okay. Through here, then. Are they able to pick locks? Because I don't think I am. Ah, there's the checkpoint. There we go. The gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down to your churning stomach. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way off the docks on the other side of this gate. I think that I can bypass the lock. Let me take a crack at that. Carter steps aside and lets you get at the panel. Enjoy! This is a civilian area, and security is light. You bypass the door circle with ease. The gate rattles open. There we go. Easy peasy. Ah, hell. Shouting in Cantonese. More Cantonese too quick to catch. Ooh, that guy's got a shotgun. The group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when he surprised them. Now the package is at the bottom of the bay, and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glints off of their weapons as they approach. The leader shouts something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since Raymond saw us in the language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Wu speaks with authority. His Cantonese is as solid as ever. He never let it drop. You guys doing some late-night fishing? The smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we're fishing for assholes. Wu points to their weapon. You're gonna need some better bait. All you're gonna catch with that is trouble. Lone Star laid on your weapons. Seriously, do they teach you that in rent-a-cop school? He turns to you with a smile starting on his face. Then he thinks better of it, turns back to the smugglers. Wu flashes his badge. Lone Star, put the guns down. The smuggler squints at Wu's badge, then smiles at his friends. Never seen a badge like that before. Either it's fake, or you're some kind of security guard. He grasps his rifle. Either way, this ends the same. I think he's done talking. Yep, I know. We don't have any... Ooh, we can actually switch between our weapons a lot easier now. Although it's a little loud. Why do these games have to have such interesting mixing? In the open. Flanked. Okay. Well, let's go for the tattooed gunman. We should be able to take him out with our weapon here. A Semipal VZ AAV. One bullet, single target. Okay, we got plenty of these abilities that we're used to. We should be able to take him out pretty easily. Carter is a mage. Okay, so we got quite a bit of that. Boost Duncan. I'm used to way more action points, I gotta admit. Okay, so cover can just flat out boost you. That's pretty good. Okay, we need to get in cover. Now. Get the hell out of here. And let's armor ourselves up. Crunchy E can take a bit of a beating, but not a huge amount of beating. Take a couple shots. There we go. I'll put him down. God damn, he's taking some damage. Crunchy E needs to deal with this. There we go. That'll cause some pain. Mana Ball. Could work. Could work. But I don't think so, no. We're not gonna do Mana Ball, we're just gonna do some Mana Bolts. Hopefully we land a hit that. Yeah, there we go. We still got all of our crew, so we're pretty set here. Yeah, that'll do it. Take you down. Take our shots. I need you to just Mana Bomb him. Not a great chance, but a chance nonetheless. Can we get behind cover? I don't think we can. Okay, we'll take cover. Ow. God damn it. Good to know that cover can protect me, though. There we go. Do you think those guys were Triad? Probably not. Not sure. I don't recognize their tattoos. I don't know what the hell the Triad is, but okay, sure. AXO, A1XO, okay. Not AXO. A1XO. Oh hey, there's something here. Taco, an illegal street drug made from the leaked kamikaze formula. Adds +1 body, +1 strength, and +1 willpower. Every time the user is attacked, strength increases. Okay then. Whatever you can get, you know? Another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Wu stares at the fence, considering. Loops and whorls of razor wire glitter in the lamplight. Looks hedged with monofilament. The corporations here don't screw around. Duncan and I have popped plenty of fences before, I'll be fine. She smirks. No, it won't. They use this kind of concertina on prison wires back in the UCAS. Goes through bone like a propeller through sea foam. Duncan nods his agreement. We aren't touching it. How about Carter? Think you can get the gate open? Jimingson, what do you think? Gabal's the job. It'll take me a few minutes, though. Frowning, she leans in to get a closer look at the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later, she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses, a look of intense concentration on her face. She's competent. In Cantonese. He sounds like Raymond when he does that. The pen in my aunt is sitting on the end table. Satisfied? She's competent. I know. He runs the riot squad I'm assigned to. He continues in Cantonese. We speak only Cantonese from now on, just like we did when we lived at Raymond's. Those endless drills are about to pay off. It's Ray's mother tongue from here on out. He nods once, satisfied, then turns his back and scans the horizon. Guess you can still handle yourself in a fight. You're a Lone Star now, huh? His back's still to you. That's right. Aren't you wondering what I've been up to for the last 8 years? Still giving you his back? Nope. The silence between you gets louder, heavier, and is broken by a sudden wailing screech. Wu's hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by the sound of grinding wheels. Glancing over at the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it. And there we go. And we're through. The light from the nearby vendor's stall stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting as rough voices drift on the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the damned shipment? I haven't seen them yet. We just got here. The voice becomes irritated. A long way is probably waiting for us, so we can haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just hang out here. Let him find us. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central. These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side. While unaware hostiles are on screen, press the unholster. Oh, that's what it is. So that allows us to pull out our gun. So we can catch them by surprise. Yeah, this will definitely help. If we can catch them by complete surprise, we should be good. Can you heal Duncan? No. You can't boost him. Quite a bit, too. Okay, good. So we can actually do some ambushing this time around. That is very handy, I gotta admit. Being able to do an ambush is supremely useful. Alright, we can take our shot. 99%, 99%. Okay. I don't see anybody that's particularly easy to take on. 20 HP, 30 HP, 20 HP. That street mage could be dangerous. Let's take him out first. There we go. Surprise, motherfucker! Ooh. Nice shot, buddy. Big ol' whiff, great. Just what we needed. Heal us back up so we got some health to work with. Take a nice long shot. There we go. I'll deal with it, hopefully. Big ol' whiff on their grenades, so there's that. Their aim is awful. Noted. Good to know. We're gonna hold position for now. We don't really have a good shot at them right now. Okay, big whiff. And you are able to mana ball, theoretically. Yeah, there we go. That'll cause some pain. Yeah, that's some nice shots, buddy. We can wipe out this one, or this one. There we go. There we go. I'll deal with that problem. Where the hell are we going? Oh, hey, they got some stuff here. Maybe some Nuyen? Ah, good, HP. Some basic medkits. Something to work with, you know? Huh, little holographic advertisements. That's not bad. Armor gained. Excellent. Always good to see. Huh. Okay, so we need to spend some karma. At least a little bit. Something to boost ourselves, you know? Not really in possession of enough karma to do anything yet. Is there anything over here? Some Nuyen. Let me just adjust. Because I'm trying to, like, mix this, live. Not exactly the easiest. Have any settings? There it is. Let's bring this down to about, like, 75%. That'll work. Give or take. A little bit. Man, this place is wild. Very dense. Okay, that's clearly something that we're gonna have to go eventually, but not yet. A husky troll. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. Must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well, you can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, the assortment of nasty-looking ordnance has already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. Alright, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? It's never too late to be cool. The troll winks at you and gives his attention to Wu. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot just now. Something we can do for you, officer. His mouth breaks into a patronizing grin. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. Looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We're supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too, keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Think everyone can put their guns down? His voice is steady, but it's clear he's coiled. I don't think so. Not till I get some answers. Like... He mutters through gritted teeth. Like why a group of heavily armed assholes are meeting a little old man in a construction site at midnight. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do our jobs. For money. Wu speaks softly, but you know that means he's reaching the end of his rope. He cracks his neck. Pop, pop. What kind of job? She gets a wry look in her eye. Her answer's flippant. Odd jobs, this and that. So, you were his tour guides, right? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you on an excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cyberduck troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberduck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly. Inscrutable. All guns trained on Wu. They're Shadowrunners. Yeah, understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So, yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as he thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's still struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. And the runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat, and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without churning. His focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. What were you hired to do? You can tell the orc girl's had enough of this tension. She blurts out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. Oh, that's... I think I know what city that is. I don't honestly know for sure, but that's the funky one. The one that's basically just, the most dense urban sprawl that used to exist. Right? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Make sure that I got this right. Kowloon Walled City. Yeah, that was the ungoverned and densely populated Chinese enclave. Right. What the hell would he... well, I guess that would be the place you go to. Two large rats, clinging to her hip and shoulder, poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the walled city. Slum, right? Heard of it? The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flashed through your mind. We get it, it's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too, just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, never would have accepted the gig. The walled city's the last place I want to go, but the old man rolled up a truckload of Nuyen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. Seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? The troll flashes you a smile. That's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I'll tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Well, shit. Get to cover. The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hangs in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the sound elf lie dead in the widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Gunshot? No, no. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. Officer on megaphone. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons and put your hands behind your head. And come out where we can see you. Duncan, Wu! Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked in Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it! I'm law enforcement! Lone Star! Lone Star! He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. Those bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering an explosion of plaster. Stay down. Duncan, are you hurt? Everyone, pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cop's gobbet. We're the only ones... The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is... I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat. We can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can suck up a few rounds for us. She turns to her, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Down this street? Oh yeah, that's down that street. To cover. Stay in cover. Gotta stay in cover. Constantly. I don't know, maybe this'll work? Oy. Okay, these guys aren't messing around. This'll work. We could deck into that, huh? Hold on, that could be useful. If we can deck into that, we could potentially get the hell out of here. There we go. Hong Kong Police Force Captain, I see. That ain't good. Goblin needs the health. Let's get the hell out of here. No, that's not a safe spot to do it. Oh, we can get them to bleed. Cool. That's useful. Ow. That's my butt, thank you. What the hell? Okay. We got a shaman doing their thing. And some police drones. How do we deal with this? I guess we could deck into this, couldn't we? Remote command to override the local drone's IFF routine. Police drones will now ignore previous orders and fire on their masters. And get behind cover again. Cool! That'll help a lot. Let's get behind that cover, get back. And deal with this guy. Cause some damage at the very least. There we go, that's some damage. Although we can... Yeah, there we go. Alright, the drones are interfering now. Good. Exactly what we need. If we can cause enough havoc with them, then we should be able to deal with them pretty easily. They don't need to move anywhere, so there's that. Police drones are doing our jobs for us. Good. Can you heal anybody? Not really, no. I need you to heal up so we can actually do some stuff here. Like a long distance shot. No, yeah, I didn't think it would work. An inferno, eh? There we go, that's an impact. Let's see if we can mark it so we can get some more damage on them. One hell of an intro, indeed. Completely agreed. Seems my chat... Okay, yeah, my chat was slow a bit. My apologies, my chat was a little, slow. But yes. Definitely one hell of an intro. Also, welcome back. How was your shower? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a problem. There we go. Good drones. Very good drones. That'll help out immensely, honestly. I need to move here. That'll give us some cover. Allow us to take a shot at this HKPF enforcer. I don't know why they targeted Duncan of all people. Why? Huh. Okay then, she's got mines. That's a new one. Gotta admit. I don't see that every day. Probably get up ahead and use these drones as a useful support. Reload. And get the hell out. He's bleeding out slowly. Good drones. Very good drones. Get back into cover, because I don't trust that we're not going to get sniped if we don't. I'd really rather avoid that, thank you. Gobbet can heal him, so that'll help out quite a bit. Oh, those are the ley lines, huh? Not bad, not bad. Let's get you behind cover. I don't know how the hell a bench is gonna save you from getting shot, but you know, we'll take it. There we go, we got a hit in. That's all that matters. He'll fall over from blood loss. There we go. Stay in cover. We can't afford to get our, heads blown off, so... It's extremely intense, I nearly forgot to buckle my seatbelt. I see. It's always the best shower heads that are that require a seatbelt, Yeah, so, okay, so the story so far has been basically our Uncle Raymond had to call us in and get us to come here, but immediately, first thing we encounter, apparently our brother, quote-unquote, Duncan, has become Lone Star, basically Rent-A-Cop. So he's not too happy with us. We're not too happy with him. Still, friendly terms so far. The main thing that we're trying to do right now is that Duncan Wu's partner and some Shadowrunners that we found had their brains blown out, so we're trying to avoid getting sniped in the head. Yeah, okay, we're getting the hell out of here. Screw this place. Get out. There we go. Relative safety. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to is Nightjar. He was our friend. And the elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an asshole, but I didn't want to see his head splattered everywhere like that. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our back. Isobel's in mine. Isobel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Ready to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobble looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. He sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I am a cop! We noticed. There was a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there. Damn it, she was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here. Then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Your people died in a hail of sniper fire. You're not gonna do anything about it. Of course we're gonna do something about it. In fact, we're gonna do two things. Run and hide. Look, we got you to safety, but now we are done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls a security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB on us. You and me both. APB. What the hell does APB mean? Automated police bounty? Maybe. Every cop in Hong Kong will be after us now. Wu grits his teeth. You're damn right they will be. Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenched into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly. A pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly, he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again until there's nothing left but a snarl, plastic housing, and broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Smash it yourself. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards on your foot, while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do after your help back there. Got any snacks in there and getting a bit peckish. You people always keep a supply of burners in your pocket? Runners need to be prepared for contingencies. Isn't that right, Isabel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we've got to go now. Right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us too. Your screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. Nice. Well done. That's pretty good. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Sierra natives Duncan Wu and player character, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Ah, shit. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell, known as the White Star, maintains ties to the state of Henan, and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, look more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We've already issued an all-points bulletin, that's what APB means, along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed for the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen if you are on an authorized network and take a picture. Our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before, but now we are well and truly fucked. Doesn't look good, does it? His mouth tightens. Not at all. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. Doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe. And the 2 of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide-eyes the exits, tight as a spring. You can hear shallow panting as she leans towards one, then the other. Gotta go deep. Hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. You gotta get them off the grid too. Way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star. You've got a security license, right? That means that you've got a SIN, too. Wu's brow furrows. Of course I have a SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlives go sinless. She runs her hands along her cyberdeck, thinking. That means you can be traced. Both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, and HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a SIN works, runner. So we're stuck in the country. No money, no passport, nothing. Gaba pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we were listed as your accomplices. We can't afford for you to get caught. Lead them to us, one way or another. DNA samples, things we've told you, astral residue. I don't know, cop stuff. Well put, Gobbet, well put. The little Decker looks up from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her making a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned. Delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane. Will it even work? If we burn our sins, go off grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide-and-seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Let's get on with it. What do we have to do? Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide us from the cops. Kindly Chang. Some sort of underworld hard-ass. Like a walnut. She's what's known as a straw sandal. Kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. The Triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Sounds like my kind of scum. Middle manager is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Gobbet leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Cheng is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources, she's smart. And she is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Cheng is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Nightjar's job? You mean you work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corpse. Kindly Cheng is our fixer. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on our good side, and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now, let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. Yeah, we should probably get out of this dank sewer, you know? Yep, into the subway system. God damn. You scramble up a ladder and through an accessway where the sewer system spits you out into the Hong Kong Mass Transit Railway System. The MTR. Crossing the rails, you climb up the platform and onto the station. Above you is Hioi, where the Rat Shaman and the Little Decker plan to plead your case to Kindly Chang, the one woman they know who can help you get underground and off the grid fast. But there'll be a price. Chang is a triad boss. His favors tend to come with strings attached. The sounds of a waterfront at night leak down from the stairway to the surface. Peering up the steps, you can catch a glimpse of the night sky, overcast and low. Okay. Spooky. This can only end badly. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical access ways that eventually link to a system of railway tunnels. Gobbet leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors across several sets of electrified tracks until she indicates you've reached your destination. She holds up her hand, indicates the surrounding platform. This is the MTR station for Hioi. Once you go up those stairs, you'll be in our neighborhood. Kindly Cheng runs her operation out of a mahjong parlor there called Swift Winds. Wu rips off his goggles. There's an APB out on us. How do you expect us to get to the Swift Winds place without taking a bullet? Hioi is well known as a protected area. Kindly Cheng sees to that. It's a shadow community. Smugglers, hijackers, black marketeers. You get the idea. Cops tend to give the place a wide berth. Isabel gives a shallow nod. Her gaze remains planted on the floor. Police cameras don't last long here. Between the smog and the cloud cover, we shouldn't have to worry about drone surveillance either. The HKPF won't find you. Not if you follow our lead. Gobbet widens her stance, puts her hands on her hips. Now, here's how this is going to work. You could get an audience with Cheng until we secure you an invitation. So me and Iz will go on ahead and pay our respects. Then we'll request that she see you. Politely. How did we get that? The rat shaman smirks. We'll kiss her ass until it shines. Isabel sighs. That's about the size of it. Gobbet holds up a hand. One more thing. Kylie Chang is a dangerous woman. She may seem friendly, but don't let your guard drop. Whatever you do, do not disrespect her. Dealt with dangerous people all my life. I know how to behave myself. You better. If you don't, it's all of our asses. Okay then. She lets her hand fall. Nods to the three of you. Okay, we'll go on ahead and smooth the way. Just give us a few minutes head start. Okay. What if a local recognizes us from that news broadcast, calls the cops? Gobbet smirks and shakes her head. No one in Hioi calls cops. Doing that around here is a quick way to get dead. Thanks for the help. Just go and say you're confused. We're helping ourselves as much as we're helping you, Seattle. We need your sins buried as badly as you do. We need to figure a way out of this shit, or we're all dead. Us, we could use the muscle right now. Her voice turns sheepish. Just saying. He quickly turns away. See you at the Mahjong parlor. The Shadowrunner's footsteps quickly fall away, and then you're alone with Wu. He grunts something unintelligible and begins panther stalking back and forth again, the boot prints of sewer water and muck marking his path on the subway platform beneath him. Minutes pass. Wu stops his pacing and runs both hands over his face, groaning a sound of anxiety and disgust. It dissipates and he stands there silently, his hands covering his face and his shoulders shaking with emotion. Then he begins to laugh. It's a laugh that comes from down deep, from the place where fear and frustration and impotence swirl. But the barrier holds. Wu focuses, taking control of his breathing, and his laughter begins to slow. He becomes himself again. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell are we doing here? How do we get into this? He drops his hands and turns to you, shaking his head in disbelief. I think I'm gonna lose it. Go ahead, we're alone. Wu walks to the wall of the subway station silently. He stands there a moment lost in thought. Then his fists explode in a flurry of punches. He hits the wall hard, sending plaster crumbling to the floor at his feet. Dork breathes heavily for a moment. Head down, hands on his hips. Spent. Carter is dead. They fucking ended her. He puts a hand to his forehead. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sounds like she was more than just your partner. He turns to you with a blank face. More than just a partner? Of course she was. Then he gets in, his hackles raised. She was my training officer, you idiot. My mentor. Looked like you two were close. Wu waves you off with a gnarled hand. Carter was my partner. She had my back. You get how important that is, what it means to lose that. When you're out there on the streets facing down a food riot, you need to know someone's looking out for you. That you're standing next to someone that you can depend on. That was Carter. His shoulders slump and he exhales heavily. And she was like my compass, or my anchor, or some shit. She kept me, I don't know, sane. You're sane, Duncan. This is shock and grief. Yeah, I suppose so. He steps back, sucking in a deep breath. Screw it. Whatever she was, I'm throwing her down the memory hole. You know why? He snarls, spits. Because it doesn't matter now. Because we're gonna burn our sins. Jesus Christ, do you get what that means? The moment we do that, we're dead. To all the world, we're dead. We're wiped clean. He counts it off on his fingers. Raymond, the house we grew up in, my career, Carter, all gone. No home, no money, no identity, nothing. He waves his hand, brushes it all away. We will be nobody. I'm gonna find a way out of this. Just follow my lead like you did in the old days. You want to bring up the old days? Are you frickin' serious? You left the old days behind years ago. Wu's neck cranes forward, his lower jaw thrust out ahead of him. You left me behind. You left me behind. Memories flash bright. Suddenly you're back 8 years ago on the street outside of Raymond's house. Just you and Wu in the middle of the night. Ah, we're doing a flashback, eh? Alright. Well, it's not the tutorial, but I mean, I'm interested. Sure, let's hit it. Can't just leave like this, Act. What am I gonna say to Raymond? You know how he is. Yeah, I know how he is. Inflexible. Exactly. We're breaking one of his rules just by being outside the house after curfew. What is so important that you have to run out now, in the middle of the night, without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You can see on his face, hear in his voice. He used to be lost without you. Huh. What's the truth? It's a job too good to pass up. Come on, we could use you. You're good in a fight. Some people mess with me and I don't intend on letting them get away with it. Could use your help. Needed to see a guy about a deal, the good kind, the big kind. I've got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I have to say about it. I have to go help. Sorry, I can't talk about it. I would if I could. It's a job too good to pass up. His eyes widen. A job that's too good to pass up. I thought we left that shit behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve. Huh. Raymond doesn't approve of anything but the life of a wage slave. See you in a couple of days. Remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur, one that you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you're behind bars in a private corporate prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation bought some other corporation. The new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out, with a few hundred new yen to your name, a one scary as hell non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. Not that it mattered to you anymore. You were starting fresh, determined. Until Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan Wu. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. Well, let's hear it. Where the hell have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were alive. I wanted to, but I was locked up tight. Corporate black site and no communication. Oh, shit. He squints at you, full lie detector mode. Oh. Okay, I had no idea. A range of emotions play across Wu's face. He stares at the ground for some time, before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. Wow, I really don't know how to process that one right now, He shakes his head. I don't know. If we're still alive tomorrow, we can talk more. This is too much. We're marooned on this island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead. Raymond is missing. We're about to go see a crime lord about erasing our goddamn identities. And, as a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could so they don't have to deal with this. He rubs his head viciously. Listen, back in the Barrens, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation, remember? With Carter gone, I'm just a raw nerve. I'm afraid I'm going to slip back and people are going to start getting hurt again. I got your back, Duncan. He stares at you hard, like he's trying to see something inside your head. His voice comes out flat. We'll see. Just don't press it. I need time to get used to you. Let's go meet that triad woman and get our damn sins burned. I want to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. Poor Duncan. He was on the side of the law, now he's on the wrong side of the law. Listen to cops. Eoi, a makeshift boat city latched onto the Kai-Tak riverfront like a parasite. I don't see a Mahjong parlor. Behind you, a massive snarl of dark and derelict high-rises dominate the Hong Kong horizon, I guess. Frederick Cafe. That's close enough, friend. The club is members and invites only. I suggest you move along. Gotcha. Riot guard. The thug looks at you dead-faced. Despite his street clothes, he wears a high-tech earpiece. The entrance to the walled city is closed to foreigners. Okay. Where the hell do we go? Use the intercom. Sure, why not? A massive steel security door is set into a bunker-like concrete wall. There is no sign or identification of what this place is. A battered intercom is encased in a cage. They said a barber shop. Did they? Because I heard Mahjong parlor. Grainy letters are barely readable on the screen. Chrome Alley, medical services and mechanical repair. Premises protected by deadly weapons and infectious diseases. There's a crackle of static, then a brusque voice answers. What do you want? I was under the impression it was a Mahjong parlor, because he mentioned the Mahjong parlor. We're in Hong Kong! What is this place? It's a chicken factory. What do you want? Drones and rigging gear. Rigging. You want reliable Matthew. He's a guy who use drone lot out on the docks. Now get lost, I don't like strangers. Yeah, cyber talk. Yeah, that's me, but listen, lady, I don't know you. I don't like people I don't know. Who sent you? Okay, I'm going. Don't worry, we're leaving. We're leaving. A lot for drones, eh? Well, we could use that. Don't mess with the law. Law's Techno Palace. Ah, over there. Alright. Come make use of this. We need a drone. Fast as possible. The insulation on these heavy wires is cracked. They buzz and crackle occasionally as stray drips from the awning strike them. Well, that's concerning. Wonder how that thing stays open, you know? Where the hell are we going? I guess over there, but I kind of want a drone first. Something for us to use, you know? And he mentioned that there was one. It's not over that way, because that's a closed-off spot, so maybe up here? A smuggler. Huh. Okay, then. What the hell does a smuggler want? Just off the docks, you spot a sea-worn man with a smile that's almost too wide for his head. His teeth shine white against the thick black bush of his beard. His clothes are a myriad of colors, patterns, and fabrics. A smattering of culture is draped across his body. If there's anything he's clearly advertising, it's the extent of his travels. You see something you like? His voice is coarse, like steel wool on your eardrums. Come and get it, because now's your last chance. Everything is on sale. Won't find prices like these anywhere else, my friend. Tell me where he's selling. Oh, he's selling guns and a few other things. Not much. Enough. A program would be nice. An exploder expert system. Firewalls. I assume it wouldn't be just any cobbled together shacks. Probably not. You're probably accurate in that. The bolt hole. The original name has been sloppily painted over with black paint. Newer but somewhat weathered characters have been painted in bold brush strokes and read bolt hole. Okay. Where the hell is that drone lot? Because I really want us to get a drone as soon as possible. You never know when you're gonna get into a firefight, you know? Befitting of just about any sailor, pretty much. It's a ship town, which is a little weird. It's a bunch of boats cobbled together, basically. Okay, that's not gonna be there. I guess we head to the Mahjong parlor for now. I guess. Although I really dig this art style. They did a really good job here. There's a lot of funky things around here. Sail! I wonder what this guy has. It looks like he's got some drones. Nothing? Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's go talk with the Mahjong person. Everything's gonna be in Chinese, so we're probably not gonna be able to read any signs, really. Unfortunately. The swift winds Mahjong parlor, filled with the stink of cigarette smoke, the incessant click-clack of Mahjong tiles, and the grim faces of hardened gamblers. Okay. Come in. We have a lot to talk about. Kindly Cheng. You can feel every eye in the room as you cross the Mahjong parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-colored tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables into jacket pockets, behind backs. Okay, they've got guns. Lovely. The woman has the face of a prison guard and the demeanor of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it, two shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn onto a doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on our Mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Gobbet and Isabel stand on the other side of the table, heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kai Cheng's voice is nasal and rusty mean. A little pair of fuck-ups here told me all about what happened on the docks. She dips a pinky into a shot glass, brings it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp smack. How 2 of my best runners had their heads put out. Now you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise. So very, very wise. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie. We thought... Her black eyes flash. You mustn't speak until you're spoken to, Gobbet dear. Your smile turns mean. And since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your new friends here do the talking for a while. Does that make sense to you, dear? Her treacle voice is back. Sweet, nasal, and grinding. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Yes, Auntie. Chang inclines her head gently. Very good. You learn so quickly. Gobbet kept a very cool head in a tense situation. She's the one who led us out of the police ambush. Gobbet's eyes dart from you to the trial boss and back again. A thin trickle of perspiration slides from beneath the ropes of her hair. Kylie Chang slowly turns, directs her attention to you. Her voice remains cloyingly sweet. I count little Gobbet here among my most resourceful runners, but I admit, it's good to have outside validation from time to time. The look of gratitude from the young rat shaman is deeply sincere and exceedingly brief. Kindly's chin lowers and her nostrils flare. And now that you've shared that valuable little tidbit, perhaps you'll be so kind as to keep your mouth shut until you are spoken to. Her voice sweetens again. Can you do that for me? Yes. She smiles with her mouth. Her eyes remain cold. I do appreciate it, dear. She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Now, my darlings, I understand from little wretched here that you come from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black. Wu's jaw tightens at the word client. Oh, wait, crap, I missed that. I need your sins burned so you can disappear before you end up dead too, right? Sorry about that, I accidentally skipped that one. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Why don't we start with telling me who you are? Call me Crunchy. Oh, I've already chosen a street name. How prescient of you. Chang looks at you approvingly. Crunchy E is a good name. Has real character. She flutters her eyelashes at you. Now, what's your real name? I mean, you do want me to erase your identities, don't you, dear? I need to know who you are first. Axel, I'm a Decker. She rests her chin on a liver-spotted hand. Ah, like little Isabel here. I can't imagine traveling the Matrix. Now, how did you become a Decker? Private security, I spent a little time with the knight errant. A corp trained me. I was a wage slave for a while, learned the trade. Military, then I wasn't. Self-taught and leave it at that. Ooh, that's a grunt. Better leave it at that. Kylie Chang whips her head towards Wu, a nasty retort all around her lips. But then she stops. Sticks out her lower lip and she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, gun show? Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu. I'm a cop. Lone Star. I hear that there were some fresh corpses found on the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing Duncan Wu? Wu's eyes remain fixed on the wall, on a spot on the wall behind her. He smolders. I identified myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips. Her voice sing-song. I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But now I know you're a life-taker, Mr. Gunshow. You and your friend here. He begins arranging mahjong tiles on the table in front of her. But now I'm curious. Why were you meeting Raymond Black on the docks tonight? He's a friend, said he needed our help. Chang's black eyes flash. Really? You have a lot of 65-year-old friends who you'll fly around the world to help? He raised us. Raymond Black is our foster father. That makes her pause. Chang lifts her bottle swill and eyes the label, connecting the dots in her own head. Interesting. A look of disgust passes over her face. Sorry, kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half open, dark circles around them, dragging his feet the whole bit. She tisks in displeasure. Your foster daddy was in a bad place. Sounds like he wasn't sleeping. Could be. From what he said, it sounded like he was having nightmares. He would stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something. Another time it was about teeth. Thousands of teeth. I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. It looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said, I left prosperity in there. Then, Nightjar put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so badly. That seemed to bring him back. When your old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. Then he muttered something else I couldn't make out. She pours herself another shot, tosses it back and rubs her belly. Your daddy got really irritating after a while. I can imagine. He grabs a long, slim cigar from a pack on the mahjong table. Alright, let's get to it. She exhales smoke and points 2 fingers at you and Wu. You two need your sins burned, and you need them burned fast. Hong Kong dragnets are bad news. When they roll in force. Armored personnel carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. And they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest, the thin cigar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is, I can help you. With a wave of my hand, I can have your sins disappear. But you need to understand, my darlings. What you're asking for is not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all reference to that number from all of the world's largest databases. It's masking a mugshot in their facial recognition database, so if the first camera you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering our fucking tracks, so that the act of burning your sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UCAS government. Smoke rolls out of the Triad boss's nose. It requires someone like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice. Takes another drag on her cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the corpse come looking for you? Or do I help you burn your sins? Etiquette academic. From what I've read about the Triads, your first priority should be your reputation. 2 of your people were just killed. It's a loss of face. Shang rests her chin on her hand again and smiles at you coldly. So clever. So clever. Her chin stays on her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the Yellow Lotus soldiers in the room. Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's the situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt. She stares at you for a long moment, chin still on hand, thinking. Taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off of you. A low, reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat. You live. You're clever, and I like that. I'll put your sins to the torch. However, I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it, and those favors do not come cheap. Connie Ching stubs out her cigar. You will owe me. What do you want us to do? I want you to deliver a message for me to a business associate in the walled city. The Yellow Lotus has a strong presence inside. Isabel can tell you all about that, can't you, dear? Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money for shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people. We know those things, yes. But to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for that lifeline that we provide. Isabel clams up tight. Chang picks up a mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers. There is a red pole, a sort of enforcer, yes, on the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao's a strong man, a good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him. Want us to make an example of him? I said that I want you to make an example of him. No, I want you to deliver a message. He tosses you a memory stick. Bring this to him in my name. Remember that Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. Killing them would be a waste of resources. I have no use for dead soldiers. She turns to Gobbet and Isabel. One of you will go with these 2 Westerners to the walled city, help them locate Bao, and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial and degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment. No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Now I'm going to find out who ordered the hit on Nightjar, and do some dentistry on him with power tools. She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure. That boy's my favorite. He sang to me sometimes. She opens her eyes again and sneers. That other one I don't care about. Gutshot was an asshole. Fair enough. She turns away and waves you off with the back of her hand. That will be all, my darlings. Return to me when you are done. Thank you for the favor, Auntie. Responds without turning back. You can thank me after you've delivered my message to Bao, and then I'll do the favor of erasing you. Such it is done. That is a hell of a start, I gotta admit. Huh. Cyberware affinity. Oh, I see. Determines the maximum amount of the cyberware affinity skill. Huh. That's certainly something. See racial maximums for attributes. Bonus to hits, adds... Oh, okay then. That's pretty useful. That's basically if you want your armor and weaponry to be in your hands. Makes sense, makes sense. Drop some karma on drone combat, so we can get something going here. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Kylie Cheng has her head buried in her PDA and her hand on her bottle. She doesn't look up to you. I think you have business to attend to. Now go away, I'm busy. There we go. Well, shite. We need to find that drone dispensary. Whoever is selling the drones, we need to find them. Because we need weapons. We need weapons fast. The beginning of something horrifying. Who has drones? Maybe the bolt hole? No, not the bolt hole. This guy up here, maybe? Maybe he has some drones. It's possible. No. Nobody's here. Okay. That's certainly something. Not great. If we can't find a drone, we'll just have to use a gun, unfortunately. It's something we're gonna have to invest in, because we are not tough. We cannot handle a bullet. That's for sure. Show me what you're selling. The Uzi 3, a katana, of course, the Ruger, a stock sniper rifle easily found on the black market. It requires ranged combat. Sawed-off Benelli should work just fine. That'll do. Now we just have to find where the hell we're going. Okay. I think we're just gonna have to make do with what we got. The thug taps his earpiece, gestures with his head. Auntie Chang said he'd be coming. You can pass. What became of your old weapons? Unfortunately, yeah, we don't get the ability to switch over our weapons into this game. Sadly, we can't make use of the old save. I would love to, though. Choosing your team. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring. Ah, during the shootout. We had a machete, which we swapped out for a shotgun. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they will be automatically extracted for medical care. They'll be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to Hoi. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Dockwagon trauma kits. A devotee of Rat, specializes in spear control, barriers, and area of effect damage spells. We are a decker, so we don't need a decker on hand. Yeah. Because, I mean, a machete's nice, don't get me wrong, but the problem is, we are not tough. We can't handle getting hit by, bullets. Kowloon Walled City, the most densely populated spawn on Earth, nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease, and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells, trash piles on roofs for controlled burns, improvised structures lean dangerously over populated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade, drugs, gambling, black market trade, metahuman trafficking, and everything in between. The only law is Triad Law. And now you need to enter the septic system of a city, find a Triad enforcer named Strangler Bao, and deliver a message for Kylie Chang. Yeah, Kowloon Walled City is actually a place that existed at one point. I don't think it exists anymore. I think it got removed, sadly. Well, I say sadly, but sadly isn't quite the right word for that, is it? Yeah, it's a thing. The Chinese government got rid of the Kowloon walled city. Apparently they had some real troubles doing it because most of the people who lived there were actually pretty happy about living in there. At least enough people to make it hard for them to actually do the removal process. Foul, oily water rains down from above, mixes with the filth and offal and swill of the streets, turns it into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewage. Hong Kong moment. In the distance, the sounds of back alley activity add to the ambience at your arrival. Breaking glass, the crackling hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot. Sex and business and violence and misery blended into one. Yeah, it's a thing. It used to exist, but it was so close to an airport that planes had to skim over the walled city. Wu winces at the stink, waves a hand in front of his face. Raymond said the prosperity is in the walled city, but I don't see it. Why the hell would he want to set one foot in this place? You got me. As I said, the walled city is the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Maybe in the world. A rat pokes its head out of a fold in her clothing, squeals softly. She reaches up a hand to comfort it. There's something wrong with this place. It isn't just a slum. It feels poisonous somehow. On an astral level. It turns my stomach to even come near it. Wu nods in agreement. Okay, you're right. This isn't the Barrens. It feels... I don't know, thicker. He goggles the place. Which way? The Lotus Den. That's what Bao calls his little corner of hell. I don't know where it is offhand, but I have a way of finding things. There's a flurry of motion at her hip, and a second pair of beady eyes appears. Gobbet shifts her hand from one rut to another, stroking each in turn. They probably aren't expecting anyone to come in force. We can kick in the door, drop the guards, hand over the message, and get the hell out. Kylie doesn't want them dead. She wants them to remember where their loyalties lie. It's tough to remember much of anything when you've got a bullet in your head. I mean, we could kill them if you really wanted to. Technically, Bao's the only one that has to live. But I'd rather keep Auntie Cheng happy than piss her off again. We don't need to risk our necks for a bunch of triad thugs. I like the way you think. Damn right, let's do this. Kowloon Walled City. Do not kill any Lotus. Duncan and Goblin must survive. Okay. Deliver the stick. A merchant, you say? Well, we can make use of that. What do you got for sale? A bedraggled old woman looks up from her sewing at the sound of your approach. Clothing, clothing. I have good quality clothing for sale. What's the news here? Anything interesting? Interesting? Here? No, nothing changes here. Nothing changes. She settles her way with an audible harumph. Strangler Bao is the big man now. He is very important. Very impatient. You know Bao? We'd love to meet him. Well, he requested a suit, and it took only one day longer than expected. Bastard refused to accept it. He spits. You see your friend Bao? You tell him that he still owes me for my time. I don't sell for nothing. You can't eat air. We'll get right on that. You nod sagely. You see that you do. Now, what else do you want? Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in here? She cocks her head like a dog listening to a noise that I can't understand. Prosperity? Prosperity. I don't know what that means. Walk away. Later, lady. Putrid stench emanates from the remains of this building. You see nothing that would cause it. Bloody woman. Over here. Help. A young woman lies on the ground. She's a bloody mess. Streaks and splatters of crimson crisscross her blouse and mat her hair. Judging by the quality of her clothing and the bag on her shoulder, you make her out as a student. She's as out of place here as a librarian would be in a game of urban brawl. She struggles to move, but she's clearly exhausted. The dark circles in her eyes tell you that she hasn't slept in days. When the woman sees you heading her way, her face hardens. You see her hand slipped into her jacket pocket, but she studies your faces. Fear in her eyes gives way to curiosity. You guys don't look like you're from around here. A hacking cough shakes her, but her eyes remain fixed on you. We're out-of-towners. Cool, that's cool. She looks like she can barely keep her eyes open. Predators. I'm okay, though. The blood's theirs. I thought I'd rest here for a moment before I get back to work. You're here on a job? She shakes her head. No, school. I'm a student in HKU. She glances around watchfully, over your shoulder at the buildings looming above her into windows nearby. Here to do some research. Gotta finish before I can leave. Look like you haven't slept in days. That's because I haven't. I've been living with a family in one of the inner blocks for the past few months, working on my thesis. It was bad, but I couldn't handle it. Or I could handle it. For the past 5 days, though, I've been living on the streets, hiding from the predators. What happened to the family? Pained expression washes over her face. I'm not 100% sure. The mother, she worked in a dive bar as a hostess. The father was a handyman. He never really went anywhere. Didn't have the money to. I woke up one day and the whole family was gone. Just gone. I squatted in their place a while, but then some people started coming around, eyeing the place. I figured I should get out, finish my research as fast as I could, and head back to campus. But then I got sick. Ooh, grunts. What kind of research would he do in a place like this? My thesis is about Feng Shui in the Sixth World. This was the right place to do it. The only place to do it. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. Still in the data gathering phase, or are you attempting to verify a hypothesis? The student's tired face brightens. Verification. You know much about Feng Shui? Specifically how it applies here in Hong Kong? A little. Why don't you educate me? As you may know, Feng Shui is one of the 5 arts of Chinese metaphysics. Before the awakening, it was thought as a philosophical system for harmonizing people with the surrounding environment. Today, in the sixth world, Feng Shui is more than just a philosophical construct. It's actually a form of magic. The whole thing revolves around Qi, the invisible life energy that binds every person and thing together. It's very real here in Hong Kong. Nobody knows the reason why. Maybe it's only real because people believe that it is. The important thing is, it's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. There's an entire industry that's grown up about it. So, how's the Qi in this place? It's wrong. All wrong. The Feng Shui in the walled city is completely screwed. I mean, look at the place. She gestures at the squalor surrounding you. You can feel it, right? I felt that something was wrong the minute I walked in. Bad Qi, huh? Yeah, bad Feng Shui. Qi needs to flow or it goes sour. Positive Feng Shui allows that to happen. The woman clears her throat, then lets out a hacking cough. The effort requires a moment for her to recover before she speaks up again. You know, I hate to admit it, but I could use some help. I started running an, well, I guess you could call it an experiment of sorts. Nothing conclusive, just a few quick trials to support my hypothesis before I go into hardcore data gathering mode. There are only a few things left to do. If you could finish them for me, I could get out of here. Please follow the notes on the sheet. Duncan takes the paper from her outstretched hand and examines it, frowning. Just say what you need us to do. I need to make adjustments to the area's Feng Shui. My notes will tell you how. The goal is to remove sources of friction and to record the results. My hypothesis is that even small adjustments can have a measurable impact on Qi flow. If I'm right, it should improve, and life here should just get a little bit better. You rest, I'll take care of it. Repair the walled city, huh? How do we do that? The note has a list of repairs, most of them crossed off. There are some left scrolled an uneasy hand. Burning tires past market, broken water shutoff valve, lower level. Sparking wires, trinket man. Okay. We need a way to put out a tire fire. I don't know, use a hammer, basically. Yeah, just, you know, hammer out the Feng Shui, it's fine. That's all you gotta do. Wonder what the hell sparking wires would do. Merchant. Alright, let's talk with this dude. The street vendor gestures towards a jumbled pile of tarnished chains, costume jewelry, and trinkets on a stained flannel jacket. Or blanket, sorry. Look at these beauties. Very valuable, very pretty. Tell me what you're selling. Oh, he's selling elemental stuff, yeah. Ever heard of anyone say prosperity's in the walled city? Nope. That's not something that someone would say around here. How can you stand this place? It gives you the stink eye. You mean my home? In my experience, you can get used to anything regardless of how horrible it is. It just becomes normal after a while. But this place is getting worse, no question about it. The last 20, 30 years has been nothing but downhill. Nothing goes right here. Hey, you can change that though. By buying something, eh? Cute, but no. We're here to fix some wires. Rip the offending wires out of the wall. Patch the worn out wire coating. A quick patch job with some nearby waste rubber leaves the wire safe once more. Okay, he's got nothing more to say. That should help out a little bit. Waste rubber, huh? What the hell's this about? This market stall has been picked clean. It's only replaced by a pool of dried blood. Ew. How do you bind the scrap? That's a very good question, you know. I have no idea. Magic, I guess? Maybe? Gobbet comes up short. She gestures down at a pile of filthy rags in the ground. A man's shirt, encrusted with dried blood and grime. Hey, hold up. This cloth has a lot of negative energy coming off of it. I think there's a spirit bound to it. Maybe? But even then, that'd be... You wouldn't get that sort of heat from an exposed wire. You need to have have it grounded in order to get that sort of heat. Interesting. What can you tell me about this spirit? Well, it's a ghost. Either that or the spirit of man that thinks it's a ghost. It's hard to be sure. She stares at the cloth, frowning. Whatever it is, it's upset. I can feel its anger and sorrow from here, but that's all I can get from it while it's hiding like this. I could coax it out of the cloth and talk with it if you want. Maybe it'll lead to something. He shrugs. Or it could attack us and rip out our souls. There's no way to tell without trying. Go ahead and do it, Gobbet. I want to hear what the spirit has to say. Sure thing. Her eyes go beady and her nose crinkles. Just let me try to establish a connection. Okay, hello there. That's an interesting shape. The air above the bloody rags shimmers. Slowly something close to man-shaped coalesces into being. A soft voice echoes out from deep inside, as if it began somewhere else. What is this? The spirit peers at you through eyes as soft and undefined as poached eggs. Where am I? You shed your body. You're a spirit now. Spirit? I am? He raises his hands to examine them, blank eyes sweeping over dead flesh. How? What's the last thing you remember? The last thing. Spirit searches the sky for an answer. I was pushed out of my shop, hunted through alleyways. The spirit's mouth widens in horror. Bone his men. I wouldn't pay them. Wouldn't accept their protection. Proud. I was too proud. The cold light flares from somewhere deep at its throat. Tore me apart. Butcher me like a duck, they. It searches the sky, the ground, tearing at the memories inside itself. As it relives its own death, a network of deep cuts opens in its waxy skin, splattering black ichor on the ground. And the cold light within it grows brighter. It pulses on the thing's throat and into its mouth, forcing its jaw to unhinge like a snake. Burning radiance pours out of the spirit's mouth like vomit, spattering to the ground in an ectoplasmic flood of anger and despair. Well, that was nasty. Bao and his men. Yes, we want to find them. Looks confused, lost. I don't... You can get us past Bao's guards and into the walled city so we can find him. The spirit's eyes roll in its head and it shudders, struggling to let the passion dissipate. I had a friend. He squeezes his eyes shut as it struggles to remember. A smuggler of animals. He had a space. Hidden. Secret. Yes, spirit, tell me about the secret space. An entrance in the sub-levels. The spirit clasps his head in his hands. A chute. A door. Red paint. And numbers. 5465. 5465. Thank you, spirit. The entity squeezes its eyes shut and turns away. 5465. 5465. 5465. Poor thing. Burning tires. So we still need to clear out some of these, bad feng shui, you know? Imagine the smell. Oh, it can't be fun. No. An animal smuggler's den with a hidden passageway? Ugh. That would smell absolutely disgusting. Still working on it. No kidding. Where the hell is that? There was a tire fire and something else. We did the sparking wires. We need a broken shutoff valve, which is in the lower level. Burning tires past the market. Maybe this way? Yeah, if we just leave them alone, we should be fine, I think. Definitely. That seems like a good plan. You come upon a heavily messled triad soldier screaming at a bearded old man holding a bleeding nose. The punk wags a cheap disposable crud stick in the old man's face. This? The bright plastic case would look cheerful if it weren't smeared with blood. This isn't enough. You've got two options, old man. You can find a way to pay me all the money, or you can drag your bony ass deeper into the wall. Find a spot for yourself there with the pimps and the predators. They should find a nicer use for you. Your choice. The old man wails. It's not fair. I can't just pack up and leave. I've been living here 22 years, and I... Is this how it's going to be? He rolls his burly shoulders. Fine by me. Oof. Poor dude. He's out cold. Well, that's the thing. These tires have been set aflame and have been burning for some time. The smell is awful. Okay, how do we put that out? There's gotta be a way, right? A bucket of sand could work, yeah. Why not? A bucket of sand. That'll help put it out. Earth begets fire. Or sorry, fire begets earth. Pour the bucket of sand onto the flames. The flames are stifled beneath the dirty sand and soil from the bucket. And now to the lower levels. That way we can actually set up our, the water shutoff valve. Hopefully help out a little bit. You know? Past the market. God, this atmosphere is really good. Absolutely love it. Ooh, that looks nice. Door panels, okay. Maggots churn within stews of unidentified ingredients. Never mind! You couldn't grow anything here but mushrooms. Accurate. A gun runner. A tubby man with a twice broken nose glances up at you from a pile of gun parts. He offers you gap tooth smile. Nice firearms here. Good for protection. You got a husband or a wife, you got kids, you keep them safe with one of these beauties. Quality is guaranteed. Your satisfaction is everything you want to buy. So what we got? Nothing we want. Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? He snorts as a reply. If you're an organ legger or gun runner or a triad, there sure as shit is. Otherwise you're looking at a hand-to-mouth, meal-to-meal existence here. Gotta run. Huh. Unfortunate. But I guess that makes sense. Alright, so we're looking for a water shutoff valve. That will allow us to finish up the feng shui. But yeah, I completely agree with you here, all those folks. You couldn't grow anything but mushrooms in this place. On the plus side, it would be amazing for mushrooms. Can you imagine just how useful it would be to have all this dank area? Dank, dark area. The old rusted water valve might be able to close off the flow of water that's been pouring out of a broken pipe. Wrench on the shutoff valve. The flow of water ceases. Less clean water will run off into the streets now. There we go. Let's go talk with her again. Get her the good news that's already been dealt with. But there would be more than just a handful of species of mushrooms in this world that's good on rubber. Yeah, that's true. Hell, there'd be mushrooms that live exclusively off of corpses. I could totally see that being a thing. Because there's already, like, spirits that can feed off of your soul. Why not have, mushrooms that can? The young woman startles at your approach, fumbling for something in her pocket. When she recognizes you, she relaxes. Is it done? It's done. Thank you so much. The young woman sighs with relief. She opens the flap on her satchel, reaches inside, and produces a plastic sheath. I'm not magically active, so I can't see the flow of chi in the area. But I've got test strips, little sheets of paper embedded with chi-sensitive bacteria. It's a close relative of Fab, but it doesn't see much use outside of Hong Kong. Mushrooms already do that. That's fluorescent astral bacteria or something like that. He pulls a strip out of the sheath and holds it up to the air. Within seconds, it turns ink black. She lets out a dejected sigh, her eyes shifting from the strip to her watch. The strip again. She looks utterly defeated. Damn it! I've been making adjustments for weeks now, trying to get the chi to circulate better, and nothing seems to work. If anything, this went bad even faster than the control strips I took when I got here. Maybe you're doing it wrong. I followed the text. Everything should be done. Everything right. It should work. The chi here is rancid. That's obvious, but I swear it's even worse than it should be. No wonder this place is so disgusting. The student coughs and rests her head in her hands. That's it. I'm getting out of here. In a little while. Gotta tell my advisor about this. Thanks for the help. Hope you don't stay long. I sure as hell won't. Well, we helped her out, so there's that. Oh. Accidentally clicked off. There we go. Yeah, I could imagine that the return of magic would result in some really weird and interesting mushroom species. I don't know. Frickin' D&D's got some interesting ideas for mushrooms. Why not here as well? Alright. I mean, they've got this idea of essence. The idea that you can get... oh, hey, the local. You can get magic stifled by cyberware. I don't want any trouble, boss. Please just leave me be. Alright, so there were a couple of things over this way. There's a door here, up there. I can check out. What was the code again? 5465. Go with red graffiti nearby. We could go in there, but I don't know if it's safe. You know, I don't want to kill any Lotus. As much as they would absolutely deserve it. We'll try it. We'll try it. What's the worst that could happen? Items. 5465. Okay, I got it wrong. 5465. No? The key is secured by a lock with a badly dented keypad. The keys themselves are deeply scored as though somebody had gone to work on them with a penknife. We're gonna quickly save and we're gonna just bypass it. Okay, I can't save. Really, I can't save. Okay, well, we'll just pop it open then. Hatch deadbolt. Secure terminal. What's this about? The terminal looks like it might yield something valuable if you can crack it. Attempt to log in. Terminal is locked with a password prompt. Let's jack in then. Erosion and medic. Let's see what we can do here. The Matrix. Oh, it looks a lot better than last time. Gotta admit. Huh. Systems response level, huh? Oh, I see. So we got these patterns that they'll follow. And now there should be a hole to go through. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. We're in. What's over here? This is basically trying to get around the patrols. Yeah, let's see what's in the other portal. Might be able to find something there. This is certainly a different type of minigame, I gotta admit. Okay, that's something. Huh. Let's take the other path, actually. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Alright, pass by. There we go. We in. Blocker IC rating 1. You can either attempt to hack the IC or force your way past it at the cost of additional system trays. 20 on the... Yeah, we can hack it. What the hell? Okay. Okay. 22675 84884. Okay. 448844. There we go. 454694. Okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Popped open. What? Okay. Is this one? Okay, that one actually pretty well. God damn it. Debo popped open. Nice and sneaky like, you see. Damn it. Alright. Well, we got spotted. Plus 20 trace. Get the hell out of here. We almost made it out without any interference. Activate? No, I can't activate that. They got something going on here, which is interesting. I want to check it out. Okay. How do I make use of this? Now. Go for it, go for it, go for it. There we go, we're in. Alright, I'm gonna have to focus again. My apologies. We can get some good stuff here. You got better memory than I'd ever hoped to have. Well, I appreciate the compliment, Holy Spokes, but holy hell. I find it helps to not look at the actual numbers and just look at, like, the pattern. Hack the blocker, I see. Okay, I'm gonna focus again real hard on this, because this actually takes a bit of effort to do. Alright, here we go. Let's do this again. There we go. There we go. 55281. There we go. There we go. Okay. Nope. All right. What do we have here? Yeah, it's this one. Alright. I almost got that last one, but my brain just sort of blanked for a second and I lost track of the pattern. I usually think of it more like instead of looking at the numbers themselves, I look at it more like a, trying to draw a line to make like a symbol or something, and I find that helps a lot for me. Hey, pay data. Punch in deck. And the access codes. Good, we can make use of this. We can move here. Made detection that way. Alright. Nope, we're gonna get identified. Crap. Get the hell out. Alright, we're good. We only got 40 trace. So far, that's not bad. It could be worse. Like getting that much trace. There we go, 60 trace. We're out. Not perfect, but it's done. Let's get out of here. We're in, and we got the overrides. We got the pay data, we got the overrides, we got all we needed. SimSense vending machine. Oh god. It's one of those things, the BTL chips. God damn it. The SimSense machine has been left unlocked for restocking. There's a packaged data chip still in the tray. Yoink. Mission item added, SimSense chip. It's ours now. Now, of course they're doing SimSense here. AKA BTLs. The rooftops. What's over here? Nothing super useful, okay. Oh, I might as well not use it then. There should be a door here that we can pop open though. Good idea of what's going on. Open door. Let's see what we got here. Why is there water? 67 Nguyen. Let's get out of here. We got the override, so we don't have to do anything about that. Factory fresh maglock, a high sec security. Okay, what's the note? 7881. Okay. I really like that. Okay, this game actually allows you to use your number pad for everything that has a number pad on it, which I really like. It is always nice to see that applied. Hello, Stranglerbow. How you doing? A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter stance. His bone structure is heavy. Hoarded muscle stands on his arms and chest. In his youth, he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. I don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. Candygram from Stranglerbow. Good, I have a message from Kylie Chang. A message from Chang. I can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles to himself. You speak Cantonese so well, but before I hear it, I have a little message for her too. You tell Kylie Chang that her operations are done in the walled city. Stranglerbow has given himself a promotion. And tell her that if she sends any more errand girls to visit him with another message, Stranglerbow is going to send them back in a box. You think you can tell her that, errand girl? Should I write that down for you in English? Just slot the stick and listen to the message and I'll be gone, okay? I don't get to hear you butcher the message? I'm sad. He grabs the small plastic drive from your hand, slots it into his trip player. Kai Cheng stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bao. Well, thank you, Snickle. Glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. I'm an axolotl VTuber. I mostly just hang out and play video games while talking with chat. Welcome. Glad to have you. Kylie Cheng stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you are a man of swift action. I respect that. And because of that respect, I'll get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know that you have friends working for straw sandals like myself. They've been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I tasted their broth and found it wanting. The old man becomes flinty hard. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with that revenue that we have earned. And I have files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as his files begin to flit across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his men. Kai Cheng continues speaking, smooth and casual. Now, in light of our recent conflict, you might be wondering, why am I keeping this information to myself? Why haven't I exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus den by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit? In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty, but I hope that you still have value. I'm still willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kai Cheng steps forward, fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all of your men, you are my fucking playthings. Dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I'm in this position because I'm far better at this than you, and it's time that you learned it. Accept what I'm telling you, and we can get back to business. Prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke for a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you're onto your licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will become food for fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Strangler Bao turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out. He pauses, casts his eyes to the floor. And tell Mrs. Cheng to expect me at Swift Winds tomorrow. He stands up straight. Tomorrow morning. I will. Thank you for your time. Go. Just go. Yeah. Bao's a little screwed, ain't he? That is a far cry from Mrs. Kumboda. I gotta admit. Nowhere near as nice. Hopefully we find somebody to go with there as well. Wu holds up his hand for everyone to stop. Turns to the two of you and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals in a Hong Kong syndicate. Can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. I get the feeling the walled city is home to some sort of like magical problem thing. The last one had bugs that were from an extra plane or area, so there's that. But why? This place makes you feel like your life has no value, like there's just no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Real life you have here. Gobbet ignores the barb, scratches her head. Can't believe it. We actually delivered the old lady's message without anyone dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gunshow. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gunshow? Seriously? Wu's goggles pan down. Come to rest on Gobbet. That's not gonna stick, is it? We're probably gonna finish up this little bit. Talk with the lady. And call it a night from there. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subside, but their echoes still thrum your insides. Gobbet walks slowly, head down and both hands on her stomach, whispering a conversation to someone or something that only she can see. Her rats are silent and remain hidden in her clothing. Wu pauses a moment and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets, but returning to Hioi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths accent unsmiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Cheng and inform her that this message has been delivered. Get this business over with. Get your sin burned. Get on to the next step, whatever that is. You leave the City of Darkness behind, head to the Mahjong Parlor, and a date with a crime lord. There we go. They're not worth it. An X. A large X fashioned from overlapping strips of peeling duct tape. Huh. Oh yeah, her parlor was over this way, wasn't it? No, it was over this way, right. It was down the docks a bit. We can get over there pretty easy. Alright, let's talk with her. Where is she? Bolt hole? Seriously though, where is she? Okay. Ah, yeah, there we go. Now it's activated. Yeah, it's best not to actually look at the numbers and try to remember those. It's a little bit of extra data that you don't need. Instead, just go for the pattern. Alright, Cheng. Let's talk with you. Kindly Cheng watches you closely as you walk across the Mahjong Parlor. As you approach her, Lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the trial boss's ear. Cheng smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in the straw sandal's eyes. I've heard from Bao. He got my message. Very clearly. I understand there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. Gabet did a great job of guiding us. A wry grin. Did she? Good to know. My message was delivered and Strangler Bao is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, stabs a button with a lacquered fingernail. The order has been sent. Congratulations, you are now sinless shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. I didn't like the way my life was going anyway. Wu pulls himself up to his full height. Yeah, well, I had something going in Seattle. I had my license. I was going freelance. Found a storefront in Bellevue where Carter and I were going to set up shop. Oh, it's all blown to hell. He clenches a fist. Someone's going to pay for that. Pay for Carter. Oh, well, he's going on the same sort of journey that we went last time. Good friend dead. Now you gotta go kill the person who killed them. Whoever gave that kill order on Carter also forced us to give up our identities and took Raymond. Wu sets his jaw firm. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Connie Chang holds up a hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier. And I agree. I can't just let this lie. Someone kill my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to the Yellow Lotus and the others if I do nothing. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table facing you. The trial boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings. The kind you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the screen behind a reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbor. It's a picture you've seen before, a professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Redmond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, Seattle man killed. Another shooting involving the police department. A Seattle community organizer and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbor last night. HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated that due to his shooting's proximity to the last night's shootout with White Star, the investigation must remain confidential, and no other details are being revealed at this time. Finally, Chang taps the button again and the video closes. Wu puts his hand to his face. This just keeps getting worse. You're right, Auntie. That was news I did not like. Raymond's dead. Wu puts his hand over his mouth, trying to process the information. He sways, and for a moment, looks as if he's going to pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it, and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. You okay, Duncan? I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to be okay for a long time. Conley taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. This is security footage from Victoria Harbor from last night. You'll find it contains a contradiction. The PDA shows silent, grainy video footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop, flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. The footage continues, and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly towards Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands face to face with them, and the camera gets a clearer view of the suit's face, white plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons, and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down as some machine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hands on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops. And Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Gabet reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of rigid, semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. He pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in a crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. He sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Chang watches Wu intently. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? find the plastic-faced man and drag him somewhere private. Make him dig his own hell, then we fill it. Cheng's eyes sparkle. I like the way you think. That's exactly what I would do. But how? I'm afraid there are some facts you're going to have to face. She puts on a grave face. You are alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? She kindly wipes her face across a stack of tiles, spraying the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about the plastic-faced man tomorrow. Kindly gestures to Goblet and Isabel. Ladies, go find our new friends a place to bed down in that rat's nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you've slept. Figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Thank you for your help, Auntie. Of course, my sweet. Kylie Cheng smiles and her black button eyes flash cold. What are friends for? She is not a friend. And with that, we're going to call it a night. We went a little over, but that's honestly fine. I am really interested in this. We've already started pretty freaking strong. Somebody killed Raymond Black. We need to go find that person. We need to go kill them. Simple as. I have him for some money this time. I think we did really well. If you got any suggestions for who to raid, I am all ears. Otherwise, I'm just gonna call it a night. Thank you very much for watching if you happen to be on YouTube, and I hope you join us sometime in the future. Goodbye, YouTube.